It's live. Hey guys, welcome to the Wrestling Around podcast episode 11. I've got the former GTS United States champion Flash Carter here. What's up, my man? How's it been going?
What's up, guys? Excited to be on the podcast. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the greatest wrestling podcast of all time.
Awesome.
What's
up, guys? How you guys been?
Good.
Great.
So, you have been like the United States champion on GTS for like a long time. I've heard that you were the longest reigning GTS champion.
Yeah, someone sent me that. That was pretty cool. It was like Ace Pitman, who is actually my partner on some indie shows, was the longest reigning champ at like 100 days. And I think I was at like 108 or something when I lost it at Grimomania. So, yeah, that was pretty neat.
So, with coming up in Grimomania Fatlash, your sworn enemy, Jungle Jim, is facing off against Joe Dice. Yourself, you've actually had a long distant rivalry with Jungle Jim himself, you know, going back last facing him and that Grimomania ladder match, which honestly, before I saw like the match, I thought you were going to retain, honestly. But with like the odds like Tommy and Mike Swanson, Jay, and Jungle Jim, those guys are. I don't get me wrong, they're good guys to be in the ring with, but Jungle Jim, he well, he may be some type of fighting champion, but he's kind of like he hits you back from behind. I think you've gotten the blunt of that most of the time during the rivalry. So, do you think there is you're teasing a comeback at that, possibly regaining that United States championship from Jungle Jim, whoever wins, either Dice or Jungle Jim?
So I've definitely been talking to Grim because he's definitely down with me getting a rematch with Jungle Jim at some point down the line, because I was never pinned by Jungle Jim. I was never submitted by Jungle Jim. He just won the ladder match. There was 4 other guys in that match. It was just like a free-for-all. But me and Jungle Jim have faced off a lot in the past. I don't want you to forget that. There was the penetration chamber. There was another time before that. Every time that we went head-to-head, I came out on top. So Jungle Jim has never scored a fall or a submission over. Until he does, I'm not going to stop going for that United States belt. So, like I said, he's got Joe Dice at Fat Lash. I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe I can make something happen. I don't know. Get in that match some sort of way. If not, though, I got the winner of that match, because that U.S. belt, I still got a claim to it.
So let's talk about more something recent that happened on the recent episode of GTS, where you've had a match with the clown James Ellsworth. Honestly, on the first episode, here's the ironic part. When the first episode we had, it was with, in fact, Ellsworth, but this was before he came back to GTS at Grimomania. I was like, I didn't know he came back as a clown. Well, we were just talking about like with we had him on talking about what we would do if he returned to WrestleMania and all that, and ironically enough, he showed back up on GTS, and that was the surprising part. So, what do you think of that type of like character that Ellsworth has taken, and that match coming into that match with Ellsworth?
Yeah, he came to Grimomania, and that was actually all him behind that character. That wasn't like Grim telling him that or anything. He was all behind that himself, so that's all credit to him. And he's been doing like a really good job with it, because really we haven't had like a supernatural type character in a while. I know every Halloween like month or so they bring back Slender and they do some things with him, but like the Fiend, or like he's been on WrestleMania and WWE program, and we really haven't had something like that in a while. I know they used to have the clown Pennywise, but he hasn't been around in a while, so it's really cool that we have someone like scary like that, you know, that could bring a supernatural aspect into wrestling, because you think of it like Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, those guys, they bring something to wrestling that's just like, it's awesome. You just love that part of it. It's so entertaining.
So when coming into that fatal 5-way ladder match at Groomamania, what were your initial like goals when you came before you came into the ring and just like were in the match before the bell rang, like how you were
So
preparing?
it was definitely like the biggest stakes match I would say I've had in my career. I only started wrestling back in August, so that's like 8 months, not even. I'm just gonna grab a drink. My bad.
Hey, that's fine.
Only like 8 months, and I think I've made great progress in 8 months. I mean, Intercontinental champ, then I was U.S. champ after Christmas Chaos for a really long time, and it's just like I was going into that match with the mindset that I wanted to come out on top, but I really knew that there could be a possibility where I wasn't even down and out and I lose the belt, and that's exactly what happened. But going into that match, Jay the Key Evans and me had a really great match before that. And originally, I think that was the direction we were going to go for Grimomania, me and him one-on-one. And that would have been really cool to see. But we ended up getting those other guys in there, and that was a really fun match. We just kind of, went into that not knowing what we wanted to do, and it turned out really good, I think. But, going into that match, I was just standing there, and I obviously wanted to get a lot of shots in on Jungle Jim, because, like you said, we've had a really good rivalry going on for months now. And that's gone through Christmas Chaos, the Regal Rumble, Penetration Chamber, all the way to Grimomania. Now we're going after Grimomania. So this is like a several month, like 4 or 5 month thing that's going on. There's a lot being put into this. There's a lot of story, a lot of character development going into, and I really get to be more like fierce competitor, more tougher side you're going to get to see of me when I'm going against a mortal rival like Jungle Jim, because that's really when I can just let it all out, not have to worry about anything. And of course, GTS is no rules, so if we do have to go one-on-one again, you're definitely going to see it get pretty intense. Something you may not know, actually, I've only gotten busted open twice, like legit, when I was wrestling, and both those times were against Jungle Jim. You know that like spin kick he does? It's like really, really hard, and it like messes me up. It hit me both times really bad.
Mr. Potter, what is your favorite match in the entire time you've been in GTS?
I gotta think. I definitely like the one I had with Ace Hitman back in like December or November. I don't know if you remember that one. But I won it with the Canadian Destroyer. I did Northern Lights Canadian Destroyer and bridged it. I thought that was a really, really cool way to end it. But I like the one I just had with Ellsworth yesterday that went up. I thought that turned out really good. He's a really fun guy to get to do stuff with. But that table spot at the end was pretty awesome. What'd you guys think of that? The door spot.
Now that was unexpected. For a second there, I thought you were suicide diving Ellsworth into the side of the refrigerator. I was like, huh? Wait, hold on. That was the part of the refrigerator? No, that was a door. And I look it back, it's like, oh, it was a door. Oh, that could have hit hard when you could have possibly hit on the refrigerator.
Came up to me. Yeah, they were thinking that like my side went into the handle because the door handle was still like in the door. We weren't able to get it off. So that was like a little scary, but I don't know. It was fine.
So
it wasn't enough to put him down, though. I can't believe that. Yeah, he's resilient. I'll give him that.
So, also talking about something recent, that happened to Grimm himself, is this little going on with this googly-eyed that he's talking about, that stole his money, he stole sponsor money, and he basically came, I guess, like one or Grimm and Duhop came up to you, like not without consent, like getting in the bag, I'm not condoning that, but I know I understand what they're trying to do, and I hope you understand.
So they're checking out everyone and anyone right now because they think that everyone's a suspect. I mean, I don't know why they think I would have anything to do with that. I'm chilling here. Like I texted you that last week. I was studying all last week for my final exams I had. I was definitely not in Tom's River trying to rob Grimm. So I'm
Mm.
innocent. I can
So,
tell you that much.
yeah.
But I can tell you one thing. I don't trust Joe Angelo and KVA for as far as I can throw them, and I can't even throw them very far. So I wouldn't trust them at all. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. I have to introduce you to somebody, and that guy is the Ohio Speed Machine.
All right.
His, I guess it's gonna be on Marshall's. I think it's Marshall's camp.
What's up? How you doing? I'm not.
Whoa. I gotta get a. Are we gonna get an unmasking? Yeah.
Mm. Oh,
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good.
I love the gimmick, yo. You were a fan of Bonifer at all?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Because that mask reminds me a lot of the mask that he wears sometimes.
That's what made me want to put this on, because when I put this on, it's complete silence.
Yeah, he's a scary dude, Bonifer. He kicked my ass once at UWC.
So talking about GTS, if after you get you come back to the United States title, what other titles are you looking to win?
Oh man, so
Right now, I know that GTS title's Vince Sears, and that's that's a big guy. So I think I'll stay away from that one now. But the YouTube title, on the other hand, I like the sound of that, and whether it's Onslaught or Cat or my bad Francesca Chini that comes out on the top, whoever wins that match, I might have my eyes on that pretty closely. And another thing I want to mention, I never got a fair shot back, even though because I was the U.S. champ after Christmas Chaos, I wasn't really too concerned about my Intercontinental Championship I lost. But Grimm's had it for quite a while now, and I can't remember him having too many defenses. I know he had a pretty cool four-way at Grimmania, but other than that, it hasn't been too many defenses. So maybe I'll set my eyes on that. I don't know. We got to see.
so what's confirmed for Groomania Fatlash? Who do you think is gonna win in each of those matches besides the one with like Onslaught and Fran that you just briefly mentioned?
Yeah, so that one, I don't know, but I would actually pick Onslaught if I had to pick one of the two of them, because I mean he's just a big scary dude, and ever since he's been changed since he had that feud with Tony Cini, he's just become a different guy. He's just nastier. He's kind of like that old Onslaught that, if you remember, was bullying me when I first started on GTS way back in August and September. That was actually the first guy I had a one-on-one match with was Onslaught, and he beat me in about a minute. But yeah, so that's one match I'm excited for. Do we know who's the tag team match yet? Is that one?
The tag team titles.
Yeah, which one is that?
No, I don't think that's anything confirmed there. But there's a tag team match. It's Grimm and Quarantina versus Goldstein and Platinum.
Goldstein, yeah, and Ivy Platinum. That's a tough one, man. You see, on one hand, it's I think Grimm can definitely take on Mike Goldstein, right? But then you got to take into consideration Quarantina, who's fairly new to wrestling, and then Ivy Platinum, who's a bit more experienced. So that's where we're going to kind of balance it out, So it's definitely, oh man, that's a tough one. But I got to go with Grimm. I mean, Grimm's the man, Like I said, that's another reason I would really be into going back for that Intercontinental belt, because Grimm's the guy, and if you can knock Grimm off, then that's a big deal on GTS,
Yeah, I get what you mean. So with the the 15th coming up with this LTW versus GTS, the divide and conquer. For some reason in the previous episodes I said divide in. That's a little error that I made. But do you think that this after this contract is basically finalized by both Marksman's and Grimm's lawyers, do you think GTS will come up on top?
Obviously, I mean, I'm going to be on GTS's side. I'll be at that event for a little bit. I have actually 2 different shows that day, 3 if you actually count the bell times. I have 2 bell times for another promotion, and in between those 2 bell times, I'm going to be going to Divide and Conquer, and I'm going to be in the pre-show Battle Royal, which is dual branded between LTW and GTS guys. So I'll be in that. And later in the night, I know Duhop and Grimm are gonna hold things down. They got a Fury, Marksman, and another jabroni. But Grimm and Duhop have got a pretty good partner too. You guys hear about who that is yet?
No, but I know that honestly, besides Grim and Hop, honestly, I've just got back into watching GTS for the past 2.5 months, so I honestly don't know who doesn't. He's yeah. So
For
what
sure.
about the?
Listen, man. I mean, I'll give you guys a little inside scoop if you want. I actually made.
Oh, wait, it froze.
It's going to be more than one time thing.
Oh, it froze for a second. That I couldn't hear you when you were saying about your inside scoop.
My bad.
Oh, that's
Can you hear
fine.
me now?
Yeah, now I can. It's
all right. Little
okay.
Inside scoop. So yesterday, actually, I was at a taping for a new promotion that it's not new, but new for me. My first time being there, called ACPW. They're based out of Pennsylvania. And they're going to have me back there too. So it's going to be a more than one time thing. And I'm really excited for you guys to get to see me wrestle there. That's one of my goals this summer is just get out and wrestle as many different places as I can and just get my name out there, because I just want to show everyone what I can do in the ring. Just prove that I belong in a ring,
So when you first came into GTS, what were your initial reactions before signing with GTS?
So I remember actually I was at a wrestling training school. It's the Wrestle Factory here in Philadelphia, and that's how I met Tony Cini. And he brought me to GTS tapings one day, and they had me job out to the Billy Moxley, and it was my first time ever doing a match type thing, and just sitting there and watching everyone else do their matches. I was like, this is crazy. I don't think I could ever do this, but it's after I came time and time again, it's just slowly picking up on things, and I just go back and I watch I can improve each match, and I'm still trying to do that every match. I just try to improve slowly, and it's a process, but I think I'm getting there eventually.
Moving on from that, moving on to a what if territory. It's if you debuted on the main roster or on NXT, who would you want to face on either the main roster like Raw, SmackDown, or NXT?
Yeah, one of my
all-time favorite wrestlers was always John Morrison, and I think about some crazy things because it's think about I'm trying to say, what's up, bro?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think about right now, who's like Braun Strowman last year. He beat Goldberg at WrestleMania. You remember that? When Braun Strowman was a little kid, Goldberg was probably one of the top guys in wrestling, and it's crazy because it's when I am 10 years down the line where I could be in that position, it's who's going to still be there? And John Morrison's a guy who I think can go for a really long time because he's not even in his I think he's just turning 40ish, and he still looks great. He's a friggin' amazing performer, so I would love to.
So moving on from that, it's basically the same question, but with GTS. Who do you think that if you haven't faced him yet, him or her, who would you want to face either in GTS or any other promotion that you're?
A couple guys that I would love to have just one-on-one matches with. Obviously Tony Cini, because me and him have trained for so long, but we've never actually gone one-on-one in the ring. So that would be a great match. I would guarantee that if we ever happen to go one-on-one. Another guy, Grimm, is just because, like I said before, if you can prove yourself against Grimm, then you really prove that you belong in GTS. So he's the big man. I got to take him down eventually. So might as well be this summer. This summer, I think I'm going to check a lot off my to-do list at GTS. I'm going to try to go for some belts I've never had before. You're going to see some moves that are gonna blow your mind. That I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna be working on some crazy new stuff, and I'm just really excited in general.
So, so moving on from that is it back into WWE territory. I'm before I ask this question, do you watch current like Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
For the most
Okay.
part.
So what was when you before it was announced? What was your initial reaction to the recent aligned tag team of RK Bro?
Yo,
I was watching that live. Funny you can say that. I don't usually watch Raw live, but I put it on for like 20 minutes last week, and I saw that, and I love it. That's just hilarious. That's the kind of stuff that I think would draw people back into wrestling if they did it more often. Like Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, just what's like comedy, but like actual like really good tag team. I think that's like some cool stuff, and I think that them against AJ and Omos would be a really, really entertaining match. And I would definitely watch that. Pay to watch that.
So speaking of current Raw, are you? Don't mind me asking, but are you going to watch tonight's Raw?
yeah, I'll probably
Check it out. I saw Bobby Lashley's fighting either Braun or Drew. He's going to announce tonight.
Okay, so WrestleMania Backlash. Who do you think, like out of the matches that are announced so far, who do you think is going to come out victorious out of those matches, in your opinion?
Bianca
Belair is definitely going to beat Bailey. I think that. And then the other one, I feel like they might like do. I don't know. I think Drew McIntyre is going to win. I think he's going to pin Braun Strowman. I just have a bad feeling. I want Bobby Lashley, but I think McIntyre. What about you?
Honestly, when I saw the match, I thought it was like I thought the little triple threat between Orton when I saw Orton, Strowman, and McIntyre. I was thinking Orton because Orton and Lashley never faced each other in years, and I mean with those I was like, Strowman, you already faced him at Crown Jewel. And McIntyre, you already became champion 2 times already. At least get a break for a little bit. But honestly, I wanted Randy Orton to be in that title match against Lashley. It would be like some type of, I guess, powerhouses, two great talents going at it, within their prime.
Like who on the Raw roster would make a good matchup for Bobby Lashley? I really want to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar still.
Yeah, me too.
Really cool.
Honestly, as we know, we don't know when Brock Lesnar is going to even pop up in WWE. It's not even re-signing a new contract. I guess I'm guessing he's taking a break from the ring because he hasn't said he was retired. What was it, Kane? Kane, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I was actually that night when I was watching the Hall of Fame ceremony, both 2020 and 2021. I was expecting Undertaker to actually be inducted, either like the Brother of the Destruction or just individually. But honestly, that was a shock that Kane was the inductee for the 2021 Hall of Fame. I was like, huh.
Yeah,
wow.
You think they want to maybe wait until there's people and then to do that one with the Undertaker as the big headline guy, where they could have people back in the crowd.
Yeah, the Undertaker. I was expecting him to be in the Hall of Fame. It was expected for every single the year after they retired is supposed to be the induction ceremony because it happened with Shawn Michaels and Batista. But even though Batista didn't attend, of course, to other reasons, but these other guys with the Hall of Fame, like Rob Van Dam, JBL, and Eric Bischoff, those guys were good. But I can't deny all their ability to get into the Hall of Fame. So do you? So so what did you think of this? May be a little late. What did you think of WrestleMania this year?
I was really entertained with night one. I thought night one was better than night two. I liked everything about night one really. The AJ Styles and Omos match was really really fun. The main event was really good. I liked that Bobby Lashley won. The women's tag team was okay. I didn't really mind for that too much. I think what else was on night one. The U.S. and Intercontinental were both nights two. They were both okay. The Nigerian drum fight, that was just like a hardcore match.
That was like a random match, like the Boneyard match. That
Yeah, but the Boneyard was pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of like Boneyard.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a brand between WWE and AEW, which one's better?
I would still probably pick WWE.
I don't know.
I've always been a fan of WWE, and I watch AEW, and I do enjoy it. But like, I don't know, there's just something about WWE that you just watch it, you can't like feel that way when watching like AEW. You know, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
So we've talked about we've already went over like when you first got into GTS. What point of your life who inspired you the most to start your in-ring career into like in like an in-ring competition in the wrestling business?
So it was definitely like biggest influence on my career has definitely been Tony Chin. He's definitely like the reason that you are speaking to me today and that I'm wrestling like in GTS and anywhere basically. I went to wrestling school for about like a year before I ended up it was really really funny what happened. I had gone to wrestling school and it goes in 7 week like intervals, so you sign up for 7 weeks at a time. And Tony Cini was only there for the first 7 weeks, and I was there for like a while. And I was down the shore last summer, and I just so happened to bump into him, and he was like, "Yo, I have an LTW show tomorrow. You should come and watch." And I came, and he introduced me to everyone, and then from there, he brought me to GTS the next day, and I just kind of have been going with it ever since, you know.
When all this like LTW and GTS started, maybe like before that, when like Ace Mark, you saw Ace Marksman offered a contract is like signed like, oh, if Grim loses, we Ace Marksman gets the hold of GTS and all these guys, but like where he forged his signature on the document, and when Grim just had this little contract that he kind of written himself. Not denying that is well. I'm not going to deny that what he's trying to do. But during that match between like the In My House match with Marksman and Grim, I was shocked who came out the winner. Well, I was expecting the Grim to win, honestly. And I, what was your initial reaction going into like watching that match from live? That
The match in Grimm's old house, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that match was just like crazy. That was just a brawl for all. And it's insane because I've been in that house tons of times when Tony Cheaton used to live there hanging out. And I'm just used to seeing it with all the furniture and like, everything not totally emptied out. So just to see Grim and Ace Marksman beating the hell out of each other was super entertaining there. I was rooting for Grim the whole time, obviously. But I don't know what Ace Marksman's claim really is. I mean, he was choked out, passed out, whatever you want to call it. In boxing, it's like a technical knockout, a knockout, whatever. The guy is still the winner. So I don't know how he's going to try to say that Grim wasn't the winner. But I'm glad that Grim's finally gotten smart enough to get his real lawyer involved and get the real paperwork made up, not some scribbled down little thing. That way, at May 15th, he could finally put an end to all this silliness. We don't have to worry about working for garbage beer marks ever again.
So on your YouTube channel, you've have like been posting like shows that you've done and matches, and it came across like like when you got an advice when you're starting out your career, like starting last year. Um, you've gotten advice from actual WWE superstars like Naomi, Dolph Ziggler, and Bray Wyatt. What was your how did you feel when you were first like talking to them and they gave your advice, their words of wisdom?
It's just like really, really crazy that I actually got the opportunity to speak to them and ask them stuff like that. And I knew that it was like really like a unique chance because these are people that have been through the whole journey and have made it all the way to the peak of where you want to be. Like that's the goal, to be to WWE, to be at the top like that. And they gave me some really great advice. Dolph Ziggler was telling me a lot. He was like, you got to work on emotions and selling, the psychology aspect. It's not about all the flashy moves and the big suicide dives and everything. It's about the selling. It's about really, making it look like this is the most painful thing you've ever experienced in your life. And that's like a big part of it. Naomi was telling me a lot about staying true to my character because there's a lot of criticism. And I see it. If you go look on the comments from yesterday's video, there's people saying, I saw one comment. It was like, Flash Carter is so stupid. Why is he crying to Crib? If there's a problem with Ellsworth, he should handle it. And then in the ring, he said he's not going to back down from the fight, even though he said he was scared. And I'm like, like some things I just don't say perfectly. I'm just a human, like I make mistakes like everyone else, but you can't listen to all the hate. You got to kind of block it out. Stay true to your character. I think what else was so Alexa Bliss, I met with her. She was telling me about how it's like stop. I have an Amazon Echo that just went off when I said Bliss's first name. But
I have two of them in here.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
All right, sure.
Honestly, he did this yesterday when we had Joe Dice on. So I mean, it depends how it will, surprise you.
Alright. When I uncover this box, you will see the Ohio Speed Gun. Ready?
While he's doing that, here's some wisdom from one of the GTS champs that I had on the show yesterday. Vince Series, you've briefly dropped his name. Well, not like calling him out or anything, but like he told me like the tip that don't take crap from people. Doesn't even matter how they just like belligerate rude comments at you. They just avoid the negativity. He basically said, and
he's a guy that he's definitely got a really intimidating physique, but he's at the top of the GTS mountain right now, and it's going to be a challenge to see who's going to be the guy that's able to bring him down.
I think
I would love to see Grim try to take him on, since we know that Duhop had to retire as a result of their Grimomania match. So it'd be cool if Grim could get a little vengeance for his brother,
I think the magic trick kind of worked. Here he is, the Ohio Speed Machine.
Oh, you kind of introduced me wrong. I'm not the Ohio Speed Machine. I'm the Ohio Speed God. And that's exactly why.
You're the Ohio Jackass.
So the well, that's what he called. That's what he.
When I meet you in GTS, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
You got no chance against Speed God, buddy.
Flash Carter, Marshall,
Yeah,
and
you
T
got
play
Speed God, I
something.
got a Speed Demon.
Don't mind them, Flash. They just have been going back and forth for days now, so they basically mean it. But in that sense, we've all just like came up with some type of tag team name when me, Marshall, and T Plays get into GTS, and that is the Blue Dragons. We've created characters on 2K19, and I think that we're possibly going to have a future. Well, at least hope that we have a future in wrestling business.
Definitely
challenge you, Flash Cutter, to a match.
get yourself enrolled.
Oh,
It's absolutely a possibility.
oh,
You got to learn
the always
credible source. You know,
the
that's all
the
that matters.
the Ohio Speed God
What's that?
said something. He was I guess he was challenging you to a match.
Against me in my second match there because I already had a debut match against someone by the name of the combat artist James Gray. So when the guns go up, you better hope they're not pointing at you.
James Gray. Remember, I told you before I made my debut at that new place.
Yep.
He's actually the guy that I'm facing off against there. You're going to see that coming out pretty soon. So you're going to have a Flash Fighter and James Gray match come down on the horizon really soon.
So, when you started in the business, like taking your first bump and training, like running off the ropes and all selling these moves, which moves were you most comfortable and least comfortable with, like taking or giving?
I was always like really, really good with like just like the basic stuff like suplexes and body slams. Like you can give that to me all day and I'll be fine. I started like trying to do springboards like a month in, and Jay the Key Evans was actually teaching me he was trying to teach me how to springboard. And the first like couple like weeks I would do it, it was like bad. Like I was like falling a lot, like slipping off ropes, and like I actually like messed it up twice trying to do it in matches. And it's scary because like in order to springboard, you got to jump really high up because like those ropes are a lot higher than they look. Think about it. Like those ropes are up to like here on me. I'm like 6 foot tall, and like I have to jump all the way up to those ropes, replace my hands with my feet, and that's how I get like that good sprint. So springboarding was a really like scary thing for me to learn. Jumping from the top rope, just like something that you have to like just get like you just got to do it once and just like be like screw it because like it's scary before you actually do it because like you're standing up there and it's a lot higher than like you would think. But like running the ropes, taking bumps and stuff like that, it came pretty like quick to me, and like I was always pretty good with that. Trying to think, I did something in my match yesterday with Ellsworth. You probably didn't even notice it because it wasn't like that big of a move. But like I was in the corner and I gave him a kick to the stomach, jumped up to the second rope backwards, and then like did a flip over him, and it was like a sunset like flip, you know.
Yeah,
and I tried doing that once in practice at like my wrestling school. We were doing that without someone there, so just picture like standing backwards on the turnbuckle and then jumping off and then doing a front roll. And when I went to go do the front roll, I didn't like go all the way, and I just came down on my neck and like crunched really hard and hurt. And like I was really
wait, can you hear me still? Apparently there's like I think the timer's about to run out. Like
What can you do?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to run. Can you catch me though?
Apparently,
As a speed god, I can catch things.
the meeting time is about to end. Wait.
Get smart water.
Honestly, I hate this. Hold on. Maybe I don't know why this has to happen. This is just ridiculous. Why does this even have a timer? Honestly. Does it really need one? I need to schedule a meeting once again. God. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah. It ended. Yes, I am. I am. I'm just making it right now. Save. Do not show this again. Enter start. I can't. It says here, your Zoom basic plan has a 40-minute time limit on meetings with 3 or more participants. Great. Well, I was wrong. It was with like less than 3. Well, it can go as long as I want, but apparently with 3 or more, apparently has 40-minute time limit. I just hate that. I think my teachers just paid a subscription for it and to get it longer. I think, but okay. Moving on. Let's see here. All right. Oh. Me. Okay, making sure. There's an answer. All right. It's there. There's a thing with Zoom with normally with Zoom. There's only a 40-minute time limit with just standardized if you make an account with it. So if you ever start a meeting with anybody that you know, if it's like we have two or more people, we gotta, I guess, I don't know, pay for a subscription for more time. So it's
And
40.
point a middle finger at the speed god.
What?
Did you just point a middle damn finger at the speed god?
No, I didn't.
You know what? You just earned yourself a match.
No, he didn't point one, but I did.
Well, the Ohio speed up.
I'll completely kill you, and I'll show you why I'm a speed god. Like,
Speed god is just bullshit.
Carter, you're gonna go down too by the speed god.
Punch Carter could kick all 3 of our asses.
He only's been into GTS for like about a year, I think. Maybe less than that, slightly less than that. I think. So do you when first GTS like won against LTW the first time before this the 15th where he had this little brawl between LTW and GTS, what LTW guys where you had some potential of either like working with or possibly teaming up with that have you've gotten good possibly get good chemistry with? Yeah. Wait, did you hear me?
Yeah, I just missed all. It was just
Okay, that's the usual thing here. So what I was saying is when you after Grim won the first time, well GTS won. Uh, I know like some of the most of the LTW guys like gotten into the GTS brand, and have you looked over those LTW guys that possibly some of them that you could possibly get in the ring with, and possibly build some good chemistry on?
Yeah. So LTW, they definitely have a lot of similar wrestlers as GTS. I know Tony Cini's over there. I know Mike Goldstein's over there. I know a bunch of people are over there now. Even KBA, I think, was saying he might go over there now. That'd be crazy, but I eventually would like to make my way over there and tangle up with AirJ. He's a guy that I think is really cool, and I think I could have a really good match with. I know they got some other people over there that are awesome too, like Lawrence and Eris Spiral. They're all right too. We can get a decent maybe triple threat match with the three of us or some craziness over there. But yeah, no, LTW, especially if Grim owns it, then I would definitely consider wrestling in LTW if Grim's the owner.
So moving on from that, still keeping on topic. Well, LTW is of course ran by mostly like Ace Marksman and these guys like Rich Reed and all that. Uh, do you, so do do you think that you could have like build some chemistry on and build good relationships with Ace Marksman, even though like they could even coming the 15th, he could possibly like break away from the GTS brand and become
I don't know.
independent.
I mean, Ace Marksman, I mean, that's a guy that has been doing a lot of wrongdoing to Grim lately. And I don't even know. Maybe Ace Marksman is the guy that robbed Grim. Who knows? The googly eyed master or whatever. I don't know. I mean, anything's a possibility, but Ace Marksman's not a guy I could see myself getting a good rapport with. You know, I don't think we would be a tag team or anything like that. We've actually squared off. There was one time me and Grim fought Ace Marksman Soda Pop a couple months ago. And yeah, I don't think that me and Ace would definitely. I think me and Ace Marksman would not get along. So yeah, I'm definitely rooting hard for Grim on the 15th and GTS.
So you've said that you've started wrestling for a little Pennsylvania promotion, AWCPW, and you've basically like been traveling all to these states like back in Jersey or Pennsylvania or wherever you've been traveling to. Does it ever get like tiring like flying back and forth?
I drive everywhere, basically. I drive from Philadelphia to where GTS is taped, and that's about a 3-hour trip. And I do that like twice a week.
Oh, oh, you got cut off like a little bit.
Over for a show, I'm gonna be crazy, you know. But I love driving. I don't love driving, but like I love wrestling. I'll do the drive for the wrestling because it's worth it to me, you know.
Like you like it like the good saying that it says the risk is worth the reward.
Yeah, you gotta do the grind to get the reward. That's exactly it. You gotta put in that time, and it's all about those hours that people don't see. You know, the ones driving through the night, the ones where you're just setting up the ring and you're not even wrestling on the show, but you're just putting in work, and that's all it takes. Yo, I don't mean to be rude, man, but I do gotta get going at like 8 o'clock ish because I gotta get dinner. I have
all right. That's fine. Do you mind if we like get one last question in for each of us?
Yeah, we can go for like 10 more minutes. Yeah, go for sure.
Okay, so my last question is, if you had to pick a like a big company to go to, which company would you want to go to besides like including WWE and AEW like Impact, ROH, maybe NJPW?
Yeah. Right now, I think my current target would have to be GCW. You know GCW?
Was it the I think it's Global Championship Wrestling. I've heard of it. I think.
So the GCW is like in Jersey. It's like the really big one in New Jersey, and they have like a lot of shows that like Moxley's been on recently. They have Bloodsport on IWTV, so they're like a pretty big name one. And from there, a lot of their guys ended up going on to like WWE and AEW and other things. But Philly Mike Swanson actually recently got to make his debut there. I'm super jealous of him, but that's like my long-term goal, I guess, for the next year and a half or 2 years or so, is to try to make my way up to there. Because if I can get my way up there, then that's where like you get eyes from like WWE and AEW on you, and that's how you move up the ladder, you know.
So Marshall T Place, do you have a last question for Mr. Carter?
My name isn't Marshall. It's MCD, sucker.
I'm just reading what's on your name. Just reading what's Marshall Danger.
I need to change my name then. I wouldn't
Do
like
that
that.
instead of being a stupid idiot.
You stop being an idiot. You stop interrupting me, sir.
There you go.
I'll do it. I goddamn please.
I'm trying to ask Mr. Carter a question. You over here. Shut your damn mouth.
All
right.
There you go. I changed it.
If you had anybody like from like the 1900s to like now, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
All time, Chris Jericho.
Now, right there is a great pick. Because if you didn't pick him, he would have probably be on this list.
Okay, T Plays, do you have a question?
I love Chris Jericho. I mean, the way he's been able to change his character from like Y2J to mega super heel when he was in like the early 2000s. Then he went to the whole list of Jericho. Now he's at AEW. He's the Painmaker. You know, he's awesome.
All right. T Plays, do you have a question before?
When Marshall makes it to GTS, can you please kick his ass for me?
Is that a threat?
It's only a threat if you make it a threat.
I'm taking that as a threat. Well, since he asked you to kick my ass if I make my GTS debut, well, here's one thing to tell Mr. T Player and you, Flash Parker. When I said again, when I point the gun right at you, what you gonna do?
Now you're back. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
All right, no. It's faulty internet.
Players wanted you to kick my ass if I make my GTS debut in a few years. Well, I have one simple thing for that. When my guns go up again and I point it at you, you're getting that knee.
Guys, if you want, you can get that. You can get a reputable school. Just look up there's tons of wrestling schools. I'm sure you guys can find one around you, and it's definitely possible to get onto GTS. Like anyone can do it. You can see. It's not the hardest thing in the world. Just stay committed, and I guarantee you guys will be able to do anything in wrestling that you want. You just got to stay focused. You got to train, and it's hard work, but it's worth it if you love wrestling like I do.
Well, it was a pleasure.
Is there a wrestling school for 15-year-olds? Is there a wrestling school for 15-year-olds?
Some of them will start at 16, so look into it. And the one I went to was 18, but I've heard of ones that have done younger.
I'm close to 16.
Well, it's been a pleasure coming to talk to you and interviewing you about the current stuff with GTS and LTW and WWE and all that. It's been a pleasure. Oh, it's cut out again. Oh, there you go. That's okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. So it's, as I said, it's been a pleasure coming out of your day and attending this podcast. It really means to us that at least to get some tips and tricks to possibly get into the ring alongside you or any other people on GTS or maybe future guys that will possibly pop up at WWE. I honestly, if you look on the road,
And I mean,
so if you look on the indies and find possibly, I don't know, the blue dragons, it will possibly be the three of us maybe. Just stay tuned to that.
Cosmic Demons, damn nabbit.
I'll be following you guys. I'll keep up on you guys and everything. It was awesome. Thank you for having me on here again. Love doing it. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Just DM me or Marshall Cosmic Danger. We'll possibly reschedule a new date to come back on here.
All right. Sounds cool.
Thank you guys
You don't
again.
ask for money, because come on now, we are definitely not that rich.
All right.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
You too. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Peace. Wow.
That was amazing.
And
Speed God loves them. Well, T-Plays, you're a piece of shit.
oh,
The
All right,
Ohio Speed dipshit.
does that mean that you're going to change your Twitter handle again?
A speed god is what a speed god is. A speed machine is a machine. I am not no machine.
Yeah, I'm a speed demon. What's your point?
Really? You're gonna try to take in my gimmick with the speed? You're gonna put a demon in front of it after that? Really? Take your own gimmick. Hard times, piece of shit.
Okay, that lasted for like a week. And then
All right,
Put that on your damn thing.
so people that were watching this, stay tuned for next time. Whoever our guest is going to be next time.
Maybe Jungle Jim, I don't know.
Marshall Myers is better than Cosmic at this point.
Lauren Spiral on the 21st. Looking forward to having you. Maybe Jungle Jim. He has been taking note of this, so
Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam.
really highly unlikely, but I'm not ruling it out. Rob Van Dam.
Y2J.
That's gonna catch us that all night too.
All right.
AJ Styles.
Yep.
AJ Styles. Oh wait. It's
All right.
already interesting.
All right. I'm gonna end it now. Let's say our goodbyes. See you guys in the next. Nope.
Hold on.
All right.
I need to show you something.
All right. See. Oh,
So Kyle
what?
was doing that AJ Styles thing, but he didn't have the gloves. Looky.
That's definitely dedicated to him.
And the shirt.
Yeah.
I got better gloves, they're red.
All right. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time for the episode.
WWE champion.
For the episode,
Three.
and look, note, we could possibly be in the ring in sometime in the future. We'll meet up somewhere. We'll take some indie promotion.
Maybe someday you'll see me as actual WWE champion.
It depends that the Blue Dragons get signed. That is, but
Is it the Blue Dragons or the Cosmic?
Cosmic. I don't know. I already got the blue attire on 2K19. It's all right.
Ohio State Demon. You're a fucking
Make his character?
what? Huh?
You didn't make your character yet?
No.
Oh my god.
All right. So see you guys next time.
Grim, I'm coming after you.
Peace out.